So I guess this is the official welcome to the studio. This is Masterpiece Creative. This is, like I said, my studio space where I'm going to be doing my paintings and my creatives, my artwork, my clothing, everything. This is gonna house everything. This is a really special space, to be honest, because this is gonna be one of the first times I have like all of my different relics from various points in my past and the most recent past. And I'm very, very excited because now I have the space to kind of share it with you. And I think it's definitely time. You know, I spent the last 5 years here in Lafayette. I moved from New York City to Lafayette, Indiana about 5 years ago. It'll be exactly 5 years in a couple of months, but it was during the pandemic and everything. And I didn't really know what was going to come from it. In 5 years, fast forward from the pandemic, I must say that I'm very happy with what I've done so far, the things I've been able to accomplish, and the plans I kind of have for the future. And honestly, it's not really plans per se, but really just creating the space for me to be able to create freely again. I think that's really the main thing I'm trying to do here. So, like I said, this is Masterpiece Creative, MPC for short. And the reason why I did that is because I call it Masterpiece Creative, this space, because this is a space to create. It's not a space for any expectations. It's not a space for, any pressure or anything like that. It's really just like a kind of a home away from home, and somewhere, like I said, to house all of these different things. My name is Ike. I am an artist based here in Lafayette, Indiana, and this is going to be fun. This is going to be really, really, really fun. I guess a quick tour. So, where do I want to start? I guess I kind of start what's already in frame now. So this is ideally going to be my paint corner. So where I have my easel set up, where I'll be working on my paintings and everything. This is actually my most recent piece, which is called Creative Escapism. I'll tell a little bit more about that in a later video. That right there, this is a piece that I call, what did I call this piece? I can't remember. I cannot remember what I called this piece. But if I'm not mistaken, it was something like, yeah, I cannot for the life of me remember what I named this painting. But that's okay. Here's this painting right here. Now on the back side of it, now this is Duality. This is one of the first pieces I made when I started painting on plywood. I love this piece. I love this piece so much. But this is Duality. So, like I said, this is going to be really my painting corner. This other kind of corner shelf, well, not even a corner, shelving unit right here. This is where I have my window. One of the things I need to do is clean the blinds because they're really, really dusty. But this is where I have my window, so I can see. And oh wow, look at that sunrise. We're in downtown Lafayette, which is very much giving kind of old New York a little bit, but really nice view of the sky, and then just kind of the buildings behind me, essentially. This is also where I kind of keep some of my artifacts from the past. So the main thing is my Duality shoe. This is actually the sample that I made. The first sample that we came for the shoe that I did with Reebok. On top of that, I have my book that I came out with. I'm actually coming out with a hardcover copy of this, but it is just kind of going over my shoe and the process for making the shoe, all different kind of pictures and stuff from the project, kind of behind the scenes look at some of the official pictures. But then I also have a hardcover copy. So this is the first sample of the hardcover copy book that I'm coming out with, Through the Eyes of New Yorkers. We're just kind of documenting my time living in New York, especially the last, I would say like 2018, all the way up until my recent visit for CultureCon. And so this is actually a lay flat book, which is what I'm making the Duality book to be. But yeah, it just has a lot of pictures and really just is kind of like a visual artifact of what makes me and my inspiration with New York, essentially. So that's that. Really a couple of other items as well too. I have some of my custom shoes. Like I did this during the pandemic. On my pair of Y3s that I customized. I have the NYKRZ glasses, so there we go. Got the NYKRZ glasses, always have to stay on deck. This is when NYKRZ needs to pop out and do some work. This is what the glasses are here for. Other than that, this is actually one of my in progress pride and joys. This is my physical archive. So really it's going to be and is a collection of like my writings, when I do my voice memos, the transcripts from those I print out, and then a lot of my different projects. So like kind of hoodie designs, all my different logos I created. We'll have time to go through this, I promise. I have the space for a year. I've been here for a month so far. This is actually my first upcoming month where I actually have to pay another month of rent, so we have time. Other than that, man, I have a couple of other pieces. Like if I come right here, like this one right here is Beautiful Dreamers, or rather Beautiful Dreamer, one of the pieces I did at my last apartment. Really like this piece. It's on a recycled piece of frame, or recycled art frame, whatever you want to call it. Oh, let me show you something real quick. All right, so you see the sunrise going crazy in the background, but this is kind of what started everything. I have my original NYKRZ sweatshirt. And NYKRZ was my brand, stands for New York Kids Real Zealous. And I started that in my dorm room in college in 2018. I went to University of Buffalo. And this is actually 100% hand drawn. I have all the boroughs of New York that I drew on the sleeve. You see the work on that? Yeah, I see the work on that. Have my version of the Kanye bear, but in me, I drew that. Fabric markers. I recently got this re-gifted from a friend that I gifted it to. They thought that it was important for me to have this, and so I thank you greatly. Like I said, this is really the piece that started all of this off. This is my Nexus event. And then you see the clothing rack right here. This is really where like all of my clothing samples are going to go. I'm gonna have my customs that I did when I used to paint and draw on clothing. It's all gonna go up there. Right now I have some sample t-shirts, some t-shirt blanks. So these are mock neck t-shirt blanks. I have blue, and then I have them in black. We're working on a top secret project. If you follow me on Instagram, then you probably have some inklings of what I'm doing. You see my piece right here? This piece is called In the Mix. One of the first pieces that I did, kind of experimenting with this art style. So now I come over here, have another piece of history. This is the Family and Friends hoodie that we came out with when I did the Reebok shoe. My boy Ben Gass did the front. He designed the logo for the front. Reebok with the New York skyline. We have Duality on the sleeve. And in the back, we have the slogan that Ashley Hamilton came out with. Dream in the night, achieve in the day. This is the puff print. Half-tone gradient. Yeah, you see the work on that. This is very, very special. And then in the other corner, we got some books. We have my vinyl cutter machine. I'm very, very big on physical media and just kind of like owning pieces of history. So I have both of the Virgil Abloh books. I have, I'll just show you. My copy that I, hope I didn't rip that. My copy that I wrote on of the, what is this? Figures of Speech catalog right here. Yeah, you see Figures of Speech right there. Then we have the Nike collaboration book catalog, Something's Off, Icons. Then we have the Jean-Michel Basquiat, what is it, King Pleasure book from his recent exhibit. I didn't get a chance to see in person, but it's all good. I got the book. And then a small copy of the Basquiat book from Taschen. Or is that how you pronounce it? Taschen? Yeah. And that's just a small collection of the books that I have. Real quick fit check. I got the Reebok pumps on. Got the burgundy and maroon. Got the khakis, and then you see the top. This is really funny because this is kind of like a New York City school uniform fit. But you know, you see the fit. Other than that, now I have some closet space in the back. Have my painter's hoodie. So this is actually my Yeezy Gap hoodie that I purchased when the collab dropped. Put Ike on it, put the Ike Incredible logo. Now on the back, we have a screen printed test for You Are a Masterpiece. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the tour. You know, it's really important but I have this space, especially with kind of how quickly Lafayette is growing. Being a born resident of Lafayette and then now more of a permanent resident of Lafayette, having moved here solo 5 years ago. It's really important that I have this space because like there are artist spaces out here. I just don't see that big of a artist presence out here, you know, kind of in that space and that kind of culture space is a little bit lacking here in Lafayette. And so whatever I can do to contribute to that, you know, be a part of the community by sharing my gifts and sharing what I create with my community is very, very important. I remember when I did the Duality shoe, you know, people from like residents of Lafayette were very, very impressed, yes, but just kind of glad that somebody from Lafayette was doing something really cool, and I think for a glimpse of a second, it brought a lot of creative hope. Maybe I'm kind of blowing it a little bit out of proportion, but I had people reach out to me saying how much of an impact that left, especially for other Lafayette residents. And so I thought it was very, very important for me to get this space. That's also why I think it's very important for me to come back on camera and just kind of share this side of me again in a very unfiltered way. I have this space. It's not somewhere where I'm necessarily able to come to every single day, especially because now I'm a father, now I'm a husband. I have a full-time job, and I'm an assistant manager, so I have a lot of responsibilities. But this space is really for when I do have the time, when I carve out the time intentionally to come here and create or to record, whatever the case is. Really, I was tired of just kind of sitting on my ass and not doing anything, and looking at different artists and creatives on social media or YouTube, and like, man, I wish I had my own space. I wish I could do X, Y, and Z. And instead of wishing, I just started doing. The Duality shoe, the project was really about turning dreams into reality. And that's essentially what this space is here, turning dreams into reality. I was watching this YouTuber, this artist who does YouTube. I think his name is C Parker or CM Parker, but I'll put his information, whatever, on the screen. But I was watching his videos, and I remember like watching him when he came out with his first video. Just popped up on my For You page. He had his, studio space, and I would watch his other videos. And I actually have a few videos now I need to catch up on. But I remember envying him a little bit. Like, man, I wish that I could be like that. I wish I could have my own space. And then it kind of dawned on me, like, well, why don't you go find your own space? So I started looking at artist studios in Lafayette. I started looking at office spaces in Lafayette. I started looking at warehouse spaces in Lafayette, and I came across a couple of different listings. Two of the main requirements for me was that it couldn't be too expensive. Like, I didn't want to pay more than like $300 a month for the space, and I needed the room to at least be able to record, have things up on the wall if need be, but it's kind of space to move around, but not too much space where it's like, I don't know what to do with all of it. And this space right here in downtown Lafayette, the heart of downtown Lafayette, some people might sneeze at it because it's not New York City, but like, it's very special to me. And it's in a historical building. I'll kind of do a tour of the building in another video, but everything fell in place the way that it needed to in order to get this space. And I think that this opportunity came about for a reason. It's only 12 minutes from my house, 10 minutes from my job. It's at the perfect kind of midway point between the two. And, I wake up early in the morning, get dressed, get prepared, come straight here, have about an hour and change to just kind of do whatever I want to do. Then I go off to work. And then on my days off, I have the freedom to come here for a half day, for a whole day if I really, really wanted to. But this is just a place where I can come and start a project, pause, come back, things aren't moved around, things are exactly where I left them, and I could just hop right back into it. It's gonna take a minute, it's gonna take a while to get this properly outfitted to like paint in, so I don't have to worry about like the walls or kind of messing anything up or anything like that. But I'm here to stay, and I can't wait to share the journey with you. This is Ike. Until next time, peace and love.